So I was thinking, as I occasionally do, about the existence of a God, and I've never believed in God, um, and the idea of an entity existing forever and never having a beginning and just existing always is not something I can get to grips with or comprehend. But it doesn't mean, obviously, that it isn't true. Um, but the existence of a God has never floated my boat. It's never appealed to me. But I can't dismiss it, obviously. But without a God, I do have to ask, where could we possibly have come from? How do we exist? I mean, how did the human race, forgetting all the other creatures that there are for now, but how did the human race specifically come into existence? I mean, it just doesn't make sense, whatever way you look at it. Um, in order to have a person, you have to have parents. And in order to have the parents, you need to have parents. So obviously, we need to think along the lines of starting simple and small, and self-replicating, creating yourself without needing to have another person, so just one person creating life. But it still justifies belief, understanding how it started. It's the beginning that I don't get. It's how did the first person come along? Did they just magically burst into existence? Um, it's difficult to speak sometimes because I've had an injury that affects my speech and other things, and that's why it's difficult sometimes. So I am wondering about the start of life and how people came into existence, and you'd be surprised to know that I haven't got an answer so far. But it is such a wondrous thing that humans exist. And it's a beginning I don't understand when you don't have two people in order to create a third person. And however you look at it, there's not enough DNA for a small group of people to create whole countries and whatever. So none of it makes sense. And life is just difficult to believe as possible, and yet it's here, and so we have to accept it. But it's completely inexplicable, and I've yet to hear anything which goes any way to explaining how it could be possible. I suppose I should just be grateful that I'm here, but to not know why and how I'm here, it's a bit frustrating.